Count Your Losses, an excerpt from the essay by Daphne Merkin. As a rule, I tend to gravitate toward people who don't take even minor losses lightly, who fight and kick and scream. It seems to me that there is something admirable about their defiance. And yet, although there may be greater health in adapting to loss than becoming fixated on it, in the end, we have one loss self-protectively in mind. And which of us, to put it bluntly, would be happy to have our own deaths got over too quickly? The world is full of wisdom, folk and otherwise, about how best to respond to loss, much of it hortatory in nature. And with good reason. The human condition is so full of spilled milk that if we cried too much each and every time, we'd never move on. Most of us have learned by adulthood to reserve our feelings of desolation for the really tragic losses, the deaths of loved ones most signally. It is only in very small children who haven't yet caught on to the fact that losing and more losing is, as the poet Gerard Manley Hopkins said, the blight man was born for, that we catch glimpses of our uninured primal selves, inconsolable over the most trivial of privations. Some years ago, when I was a graduate student, a professor quoted a literary critic as follows: "The only paradises are lost paradises." I think the critic was French, and the reference was to Proust, who, God knows, is unbeatable as far as the plangent evocation of loss goes. In any case, liking the sound of it, I immediately wrote the quote down in my notebook. It's a line I recall often. I'm always looking for antidotes to my inborn nostalgia. And this seems as sprightly a perspective on the matter as any. Still, I'm not sure I believe it or how much difference it makes. I suppose I shall not care at all about the red suede glove I dropped in Central Park 15 years ago. Meanwhile, I want everything back.